All right, here we go. Welcome into Golden State Warriors Today by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Senior. Hope all of Dub Nation had a great weekend and your weeks are off to a phenomenal start. Another loaded show coming your way on the docket. Going to talk about James Wiseman. He addressed these trade rumors that have been circulating around him really since he was drafted number 2 overall. Then we're going to get to the latest on Kevin Durant. A rival team for Golden State is interested in making a Kevin Durant trade according to Shams Charania. But we begin with James Wiseman. Addressed his struggles so far in his NBA career, some of these injury issues, as well as some of these trade rumors. And he got really honest going into what is going to be a big third year for the Warriors' young center. And man, I'll tell you this, if he's healthy, this Warriors team can really be so much more dangerous, not just offensively with his ability to knock down mid-range shots as well as three-pointers, but also defensively. This guy is a very good rim runner and very good shot blocker. So as an individual player, James Wiseman has a boatload of potential, makes the Dubs really a dangerous unit on both ends of the floor, also a deeper and more versatile team in today's NBA, in which that is really valued, considering all of the different positional switches that we've seen and all of these crazy athletes who are hybrids in today's NBA. A gifted big with the rare skill set, and he just needs to be able to stay healthy in order to allow that skill set and allow that potential to fully come to fruition. And if it does, man, the Warriors got a really good player back a couple years ago at number 2 overall. A lot still to get to on James Wiseman as well as Kevin Durant. First, though, want to challenge Dub Nation. You see the numbers here to my right. We are 110 people away from another milestone here on Warriors Today of 45,000 subs. When I took over back in March of 2021, when I first got here to Chat Sports, we had 13,000 subscribers. So to see the channel grow like this, it's been absolutely awesome. Join the Dub Nation family here at Chat Sports for year-round Warriors news, rumors, and analysis by hitting that red sub button down below. As for what James Wiseman said about all of the aforementioned topics, just experience. Going through adversity, it teaches you a lot. It basically draws you closer to yourself. I'm not afraid to be myself anymore. I'm happy about everything I've gone through because it's molded me into the person I am today. It's strengthened me mentally, physically, and in all aspects. People only see me on the basketball court. They don't see the real stuff behind the scenes. I had to do a lot of stuff for myself, a lot of self-reflection and healing. Those were just unseen hours people don't understand. And what a lot of people don't understand is that these athletes in which we see in front of the bright lights, gracing the basketball floor, when they tie up the sneaks, we don't look at them as actual people. But can you imagine what Wiseman's had to deal with since he's gone into the NBA? He only played a couple of games at Memphis because of those ridiculous NCAA rules, and then he gets hurt a lot in year 1, doesn't play at all in year 2. That leaves a lot of time for him to search his name on social media so that he can see what people are saying about him. And it probably doesn't help when all these trade rumors surface as well. So living in the public eye and the scrutiny that comes along with it, it ain't easy at all. Let's hope that James Wiseman is strengthened mentally and as well as physically. You look at his stats that he put forward during his rookie campaign. As I said, a little bit injury-plagued, only played 39 games, 11.5 points per game, so you saw a little bit of the potential there with the mid-range, the baseline J, able to knock down some trifectas, had 6 rebounds per, about a block per night, and connected on about 52% of his field goals. And then going into year 2, a lot of expectations for him. That rehabilitation process coming off that meniscus surgery was delayed because it kept getting just re-injured and he wasn't in good shape. So then makes a couple of starts at the NBA G League level with the Santa Cruz Warriors, and we saw the potential there. Played about 21 minutes per night, 17 points per game, 10 boards, nearly 2 blocks per game. And then finally, this past summer, we got to see him play in the NBA Summer League. And against the Oklahoma City Thunder, that's when we saw that potential really get displayed by the former number 2 overall pick. Dropped 14 points, 7 rebounds. I thought in the rehabilitation games in the G League as well as in the Summer League, he was able to display that athleticism and the spring in his legs, 1 of 1 from 3. Sometimes in the Summer League, when he was left vacant, he was able to let it fly and did so with confidence. And the Dubs coaching staff clearly hasn't given up on Wiseman's ceiling as a player. That's why, as of today, and up to this point, they haven't decided to trade him away. And when Steve Kerr speaks glowingly of this young prospect, and we get to see what he can do on the basketball floor. That's why so many people speak so highly of James Wiseman. I just see a young guy, Steve Kerr said, full of talent and desire, trying to make his way through a ton of adversity. It's so tough to build confidence in this league without getting court time. But James did a great job of engaging in practice and film sessions this past year, asking good questions and seeking help from the veterans. Now that he's back playing, you can see him trying to put all the pieces together mentally, physically, and spiritually. He just needs time. And that's why I've continued to say, if I was Bob Myers in the shoes of the Warriors general manager, I would not trade away these young players because it worked last year. The plan did of combining some of these older players, some of these younger players, because they're coming off yet another NBA championship. So before we get to Kevin Durant, want to hear from you in the comment section right now. How many points per game will James Wiseman average this year? Let me know down in the comment section. Get those best guesses in. Now, here on Warriors Today, I said a little bit earlier that on YouTube, we're growing close to 45,000 subscribers, but how about what we've been able to do on Rumble and the momentum that we picked up on another video platform for content creators like us? More than 4,000 followers, leading the way among some of our staple NBA programs here at Chat Sports. NBA Now, closing in on 4K. Lakers Report, we continue to dominate them, 3,100. If you want sometimes exclusive Warriors content that you can't find anywhere else, head to rumble.com/WarriorsTV and hit that green follow button, the same color as that graphic right below me. Now to Kevin Durant. New report from Shams Charania. The noise with Golden State up to this point is, of course, quiet. But with other teams across the NBA, as we sit here at the end of August, starting to pick up a little bit of steam. And a new potential trade partner has emerged that we'll get to in just a few moments. First, though, teams recently linked to KD outside of this new potential destination. It includes the Boston Celtics. They have maybe the best player that they could involve in a deal for the Nets to be appeased by, and Jalen Brown, elite two-way player and wing. Miami Heat, couple of the young players on that roster. Toronto Raptors with guys like Scotty Barnes and some other good developmental projects. And then the Philadelphia 76ers, which I think is the least likely because I don't think they want to include Tyrese Maxey in a trade. But how about this new Kevin Durant trade contender? It is the Memphis Grizzlies, a team that over the last couple of years has bothered Golden State. They've become a pretty big rival of this basketball team, and anytime they meet, it's a really feisty matchup for some of the trash that the Grizzlies have talked. And then, of course, how closely contested that second-round playoff series was this past playoff round before Ja Morant went down with that injury. So Shams saying that the Grizzlies have made new inquiries about a trade for Kevin Durant. And that's very, very interesting for a couple of reasons that we'll explain here in just a few moments. But you look at the Kevin Durant destination odds for the next team that he could go to. The Warriors for a long time were always in this top 5 grouping. Now they're on the outside looking in because I think it's become more and more apparent that Bob Myers is content and he's cool with this roster. Celtics, Suns, Grizzlies, Raptors, and Heat leading the way for the betting odds. As for what Shams said about KD and the Grizz interest, recently, new team has shown interest. The Memphis Grizzlies. Fresh off a 56-win season, the Grizzlies have made new inquiries to the Nets about Durant, those sources added. Memphis has 5 first-round picks available, 4 unprotected selections of its own, and 1 protected from Golden State in 2024 to theoretically utilize in a trade, as well as young players like Jaren Jackson Jr., Desmond Bane, Zaire Williams, Brandon Clark, Kennedy Chandler, and David Roddy. Those latter two, the recent draft picks for Memphis and players who certainly have potential. Now, if you're Brooklyn, I think the conversation stops here. At least if I'm running basketball operations for Brooklyn, I'm going up to Memphis and I'm saying, look, Kevin Durant will help you become one of the best teams in the NBA. You team him up with Ja Morant for the next, let's say, 2 to 5 years, you'll be one of the elite teams in this league. But to trade you one of the best and most gifted offensive players of all time, I need Desmond Bane. I need Jaren Jackson Jr. That's where the trade package starts for me. That's where it ends. You don't want to include those guys? I'm hanging up the telly, and that's it. So with KD, my final question for the audience on today's show, would the Grizzlies beat the Warriors in a playoff series? I don't think so because I think the experience still benefits the Warriors, but let me know. Y for yes, N for no. Appreciate all of you for making Warriors Today a part of your day, and don't forget to subscribe.